Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of the Cliff Ellis Show so far this season. Dave Ackert here, the sports director at WMBF Sports, and I'm joined here with one and only Cliff Ellis. Cliff, thanks again. How's your week going so far, I guess, to start things off?
Well, as far as this week, practice has gone well, getting ready for these games. Finally getting back home, I think, Dave, that's the biggest thing. We've been gone for now 3 weeks, 4 straight road games. Now we're back home for a few home games, and we're excited about that.
We've talked about you being in the middle of that tough road stretch.
Right.
Now that it's finally in the rearview mirror, but I'm sorry, we have to talk about the 2 games. I mean, you split 1-1. Obviously, you want to go 2-0. But the first game against Old Dominion was just a nail biter for the fans at home.
Well, it was a wonderful win for us. We were able to withstand a great crowd at Old Dominion, over 7,000 people there. A very good basketball team. A game that went back and forth, and we were able to come back in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and then of course was able to get on the line and shoot 3 free throws, and that was really pressure that Linton had. And yet, if he makes 2, we're tied. If he makes 3, we win. So he knocked them all 3 in. It was just a tremendous feeling going into that locker room.
Yeah, it was incredible. So you trailed 50-38 with 9 minutes left. I always tell people never leave a game early because you never know. What is it like coaching in those moments when you're trying to push for that comeback?
Well, yeah, you just have to keep the pressure on the opponent. Your defense has to have stops. You start pressing, double teaming, things of that type, putting more pressure on, because the team with the lead sometimes can get cautious. And then on offense, you got to make sure you don't waste possessions, because it becomes a possession game. In the last 10 minutes, I would say there's probably 15 to 20 possessions that are left on both sides of the ball, and you've got to make those count.
So the next game was a tough loss.
Buzzsaw.
That team, Georgia State, shot 27% from 3 normally.
That's right.
They made 16 against you guys.
It was their day. I mean, with our game plan, was to make sure that we closed off where their strength was, which was inside. When you've got a team that shoots 27% from the 3-point line, you want to make them have to make threes. Well, guess what? They did, and that happens. And they were a very good basketball team on this particular day, because they shot the 3. 16 for 28. You can't.
I was going to say, I think they were almost 60%, 57% from 3. I mean, you can't.
No, no, it was a buzzsaw.
Yeah,
it was a buzzsaw. So it was one of those days, and we didn't make shots. They did, and they had it going. There's one guy that made 1 3-point shot on their team for the whole year, and he makes a couple.
So when you come back from practice off a game like that, what's it like, and how the guys respond?
Well, you continue. It's a long year. In basketball, we play 30-plus games. You got to put that one in the trash can and move on. But you got to learn from your mistakes. Yes, they shot the 3, but that doesn't keep them from having the avenues to go get rebounds. So you focus in on that, you focus on getting better, and then you start moving on to the next opponent.
We're going to talk to Linton here in a minute. Having him coming off the bench, getting 12, 8 points, 15, it seems like 10, in this tough road stretch. What's that been like, having him off the bench?
Well, he gives us a lift. He can play so many positions. He can play 2, 3, and 4, and we kind of get a feel for where we need to put him. We've had some injuries. When we went a couple of weeks ago, Will was out. Then Jimmy got hurt the other day, and with Jamaro being out, that's just we look for gaps in where we can play him, because he's the one guy that can play several positions. So we see where he fits in.
And then another guy I want to talk about that we're going to talk to is Josh. What has he meant for this team so far this season?
Well, Josh shoots the ball extremely well. He's a guy that's going to bring it every day. We want him to learn what his role is. And he's a guy that needs to look for the three. He needs to rebound, and he needs to make sure he uses his length on defense. He's got a long wingspan. He needs to use that. Stay within himself, get better as a player.
Awesome. So after the break here, we're going to talk about this home stretch and how excited we are to be back here at home for a lot of games. We'll be right back after the break.
The Cliff Ellis Show is sponsored by HTC, Logan Steakhouse, United Bank, Beach Realty, Waccamaw Land and Timber, A&I Fire Restoration, Great Southern Wood, and Britton Law Firm.
Where's Olivia?
Upstairs taking a bath. You think he's cute? He's in 2 of my classes.
Oh, sugar, you're about to have a mess on your hands. Upstairs, you got about 40 gallons of water that's getting ready to destroy your ceilings and your floors.
Olivia, tub, now. Geez, that was a close one.
Glad to help, honey. But let me tell you, when it comes to those teenage hormones, you are on your own. Trouble doesn't always come with a warning. You can rely on A&I.
Five-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
HTC is here to connect you to the things that matter most in your life. With the area's largest fiber optic network, HTC is here with the fastest speeds to help power your day. Do a little multitasking. Keep the peace. All to help your day run smoother than ever before. See how HTC is here to connect you to your world and take advantage of these great offers today.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Cliff Ellis Show. I'm Dave Ackert, joined here with Cliff Ellis, Coach. App State's a team you already played once. You get to come back, play them again at home. Holidays are over. Fans back.
It's a good thing. I mean, we've been gone a long time. And it is conference season. It's really getting into the meat of basketball. We played 6 conference games already, 12 to go, and we get to come back home. Students are here. The atmosphere changes differently. As we went to Old Dominion, there were over 7,000. Marshall had, I don't know how many thousand, and we just want to get that feel of the home crowd and try to get that advantage that you can get at home when the crowd can get behind you. But App State is a rival game, Dave, as we all know. And it's always a battle. I mean, you look at all the games that we played, it always comes down to the wire.
So with some of the Sun Belt teams, South Alabama, you only get to play once. Obviously, App State, you get to play twice. Is it different in prep when you only have one shot at a team?
Absolutely. It's one and done when you get in that situation. But once you play somebody again, the second time, they know you and you know them. So you kind of tinker with everything that they did against you. They're going to do the same thing. You may add something a little bit different, just throw a little wrinkle into the system to give them something else to look at.
And then you guys have your last of your 3 home games in a row is Chicago State. The only team left on your schedule is not a Sun Belt team. How'd that come to be as them being an independent school, right? One of the only two?
Well, they're in the WAC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in the WAC conference, and they're a team that is that we had scheduled, and we just couldn't fit it all in with what we had in November and December, and both teams had an opening. And we felt like going in that with our conference tournament in Pensacola, the way that it is, where you have to play 3 or 4 games in a row, that it was really not a bad thing to do with regards to it. It doesn't necessarily help you as much as you go into next week, but playing Thursday, Saturday, Monday, it's going to be similar to where the conference tournament is. So we think it's great preparation to be able to get these games in. Hopefully we can learn from it and be the best we can be.
Is it almost like a nice halfway point in conference play for you to play somebody outside of the
I don't know about that. It's a tough deal, to be honest with you. You don't see this very often, but it is what it is, and I do think it is good preparation. The big thing with our conference is the conference tournament winner pretty much is the only team locked in to go into the NCAA. So really when you're playing Thursday, Saturday, and you get to March, and then all of a sudden you're playing 3 or 4 games, there's not many people that are prepared for that. You do that in November when you go play in a tournament, but this time of year, it's not a bad thing to think about. We'll just have to see how it works out.
Right. So when it comes to your team so far this season, just a couple things I wanted to note. You're some of the best in the country, 30th in field goals allowed defensively. Is that something? Is that tempo, or what's doing that? That's making that stat so?
Well, I do think tempo has a lot to do with that. I do. I think the game is really changed. I mean, it is a pace that's different than in the past, and people are moving the basketball and doing a lot of different things.
Do you have, and then another stat too, I have 2 more, 66 in the country in offensive rebounding. Do you have like a Tom Izzo drill? I know he's famous for.
Well, we go for it, but I'll tell you what, our defensive rebound has got to pick up. Offensively, I'm pleased with what we've been able to do, but defensively, we've allowed too many rebounds on the other side too.
And then 11th in the country in free throws. We talked about those amazing free throws.
Yeah, we've been good at that. We've talked about that before in the show. We do what we call a free throw ladder, where everybody competes, and that's really helped us with regards to it. But we've been, at one time, I think we were 3rd in the country. So very pleased with that, because when you get to the last 4 minutes of the game, you know, most of your games are going to be decided at that point, as we saw against Old Dominion. Free throws were the key to winning the game, and even at App State the last time we played, we went up with free throws, and of course they came back and missed a shot and got a second shot, but we hit the free throws, and I'm proud of the way we've been able to do that. I
know I hate to harp on free throws so much, but is that, I think when you're coaching at younger levels, it's something kids don't love to practice, but it just, I mean, the importance of it in close games like that.
There's no doubt about that, and it's shot differently. Everybody shoots jump shots for the most part, lift shots, and it's a totally different shot. You have to practice it.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to talk to 2 of the players here on the team so far this season. They've been doing really well, and I wanted to give them a spotlight right after the break.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Hand-cut USDA choice beef, expertly butchered by Logan's in-house professionals, and grilled to perfection over mesquite wood fire. Yeah, that's steak done right. Don't want steak? Logan's mesquite flame-grilled, fresh, never-frozen chicken and wild coho salmon are sure to please. Logan's, fresh food, cooked to perfection, just for you.
Waccamaw Land and Timber has been serving the Grand Strand since 1982. The ultimate goal of Waccamaw Land and Timber is to achieve the best interests of both the buyer and the seller. We can handle all of your commercial real estate needs. But if you're just looking for a place to relax, hunt, or fish, the professionals at Waccamaw Land and Timber can find you the perfect recreational property as well. Call 843-449-0441 to discuss your real estate needs with Waccamaw Land and Timber.
Where's Olivia?
Upstairs taking a bath. You think he's cute? He's in 2 of my classes.
Oh, sugar, you're about to have a mess on your hands. Upstairs, you got about 40 gallons of water that's getting ready to destroy your ceilings and your floors.
Olivia, tub, now. Geez, that was a close one.
Glad to help, honey. But let me tell you, when it comes to those teenage hormones, you are on your own. Trouble doesn't always come with a warning. You can rely on A&I.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Cliff Ellis Show. We're joined here now with one of the star players on Coastal's team so far this year. We have Josh Aduje. He's here for me. Thank you for joining. This season, you came off just a brutal 4-game stretch, your guys' longest stretch of the season. One of the games I wanted to talk about, because it has to do with one of the last games this week, was that App State game with like 17 lead changes, I think it was.
Yeah. Now
you guys did it again this week. What was that like, but this time coming out on the winning end at the final buzzer?
It was quite a thriller. Even the people that were watching the game, they let me know that they was on the edge of their seats, and me too. I was in the game, and it was crazy going back and forth. But it was good to be on the winning side of it, you know. Like, we worked so hard, and you know, unfortunately, it was just flipping a coin toss and we lost. So, happens though.
Right, and then the one that you won. I mean, coming out on the right end that time.
Did
the loss almost? You know, you never want to lose.
Right.
But does that almost help you? Like.
I mean, I hope Coach Ellis doesn't want to hear the loss. But I think it's good that it happened, because we have to learn from our mistakes. You know, like losing a game like that right at the end, it's really bitter, and it has a bitter taste in our mouth. So when they come over here, we're you know, gonna put our foot on their necks, and we're not gonna let go. So
last couple of games, you've had a couple good ones, 12 points, 8 points on the road like that. Is there a different mindset you have to go into on the road?
Definitely. I mean, especially when you're not with your home fans. You know, like, we're scoring baskets and they're not cheering for us, they're booing us. So you kind of have to dig deep and find, you know, some inner motivation to go out there and, you know, try to still win on the road. So
take the people at home, maybe. We don't get to be out there on the court like you. We're going to interview Linton here in a minute. When he's shooting those free throws, what's going through your head?
Oh man, my guy Linton, he's a stone cold killer. So I wasn't really worried. I knew he was gonna make them. But it was loud though. For a second I was worried, you know, because they was calling timeouts and they're trying to ice him out the game. But, you know, he does that in his sleep, so I wasn't worried.
Last week we talked about you guys, one of the best teams in the country when it comes to shooting free throws. I think you're 11th right now, last time I checked. You know, I guess Coach has you guys shoot a lot of free throws at the end. Is that something now, maybe in hindsight? Yeah. Was that something you guys didn't like in summer practice, and then now it's?
I mean, it's funny because last year we struggled with it, you know, like being on the team last year, we struggled with free throws, and it's been a big focus, you know, knock down that easy shot. You know, there's no defense there, it's a free bucket, so we practice free throws every day. So, I mean, it's perfect. You know, if it comes down to it and we have to shoot free throws at the end of the game, I'm not worried. Everybody shoots good free throws on our team, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate the time, and we're going to be right back with Linton Brown. All right, everybody, now we're joined with Linton Brown. Linton, coming off the bench, having a heck of a last couple games here. I mean, you guys have been on the road 4 games in a row. I know everybody knows we've been talking about that a lot now. The one that's the most dramatic, though, is you guys, the game against Old Dominion on the road. You guys were down double digits late in that one. Comes down to the last wire, I think a minute left. Yeah, or 1.4 seconds left. You had a couple crucial free throws. What's going through your head when you're on the line like that?
At the moment, we just wanted to win because we fought back so hard. So just to cap it off with a win would have been great.
When you guys were down against App State, I mean, similar situation, back and forth late at the end of the game. Do those experiences help you now?
We watched film a lot with the coaches, so in that instant we already knew what type of defense we wanted to get in and who we wanted with the ball at the moment. So it really just helped us just find the moment.
What's it like coming off the bench and being one of the not leading, but one of the higher scorers on your team the last couple of games?
It's pretty cool. I had to figure out how to get myself going off the bench because I never really did that a lot. And at the same time I asked coach to come off the bench because I like to get myself flowing into the game, and I think coming off the bench is how I see how the game is played and just go out there and just play basketball.
It seems like throughout college basketball right now, so many people, you guys are one of the teams, just transfers, first year playing together. Is that one of the reasons you think it takes teams so long anymore to kind of get going?
Yeah, that plays a key part because everybody has to get fond of how each other play. And for me, it's kind of hard playing with different players, so that's why I took a step back and came off the bench so I can just find my spot with my team and just help them win.
Awesome. And then you guys coming back home now, I mean, how much does that mean to you guys when you're just even getting ready for practice, knowing that the fans are going to be back in the building? You had the holiday breaks when you had home games, but there weren't students, so what is that like for you guys?
It's going to be amazing. I can already tell a lot of students here are already talking about it. So having that atmosphere at home is going to help big time, especially when we played at Old Dominion. Their fan base was crazy. So I think ours is going to be better.
And then one of the other things too, I mean, you guys, one of the best teams in the country when it comes to free throws. And then you having those clutch free throws, was that kind of like a look what I can do moment, or?
It was a prepared moment. We prepare after every practice. We shoot free throws. We compete for free throws. So it's just like a natural thing, I'll say.
That's crazy. And then just with so much, I mean, on the line here in the conference, it seems like this conference is wide open. I mean, I know you guys took the tough loss last week, but do you guys feel that it's anybody's game here?
Yeah, even with other teams, I've been saying that anybody can win the conference, but I feel like Coastal Carolina has a good chance to. When we come together and play for each other, I feel like we're a very, very good team.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
HDC is here to connect you to the things that matter most in your life. With the area's largest fiber optic network, HDC is here with the fastest speeds to help power your day. Do a little multitasking. Keep the peace. All to help your day run smoother than ever before. See how HDC is here to connect you to your world and take advantage of these great offers today.
Another trial, another battle. Where's your strength? Tenacity. What's your history? Fighting for my clients in court. But what sustains me now is working with three of the finest individuals I've ever known. My family. There's power in family. Power for our clients. Fighting for your rights is my family's business.
Britain Law. Hand-cut USDA choice beef. Expertly butchered by Logan's in-house professionals and grilled to perfection over mesquite wood fire. Yeah, that's steak done right. Don't want steak? Logan's mesquite flame-grilled, fresh, never-frozen chicken and wild coho salmon are sure to please. Logan's, fresh food, cooked to perfection just for you. The Cliff Ellis Show is sponsored by Britain Law Firm, Great Southern Wood, Waccamaw Land and Timber, Logan Steakhouse, Beach Realty, A&I Fire Restoration, United Bank, HTC.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Cliff Ellis Show. Dave Ackert here, joined with Cliff Ellis, Coach Cliff. Once again, we're just so excited to have the fans finally back, rocking this building. A rare Monday night game. What can you say? What you want them to show up?
Well, it's a WAC conference team that we're playing, Chicago State, and it's a Monday night game, and which is unusual. But Monday night, Chicago State home crowd, and then this coming Saturday at 4 o'clock is a rematch with Old Dominion. We play Chicago State on Monday. We travel to James Madison on Thursday, and then on Saturday we're back home against Old Dominion at 4 o'clock. So we need the fans there. It's a huge lift for us.
Is it almost like preparing for one of those mid-season or early season tournaments? I mean, you've been having 3 games a week. It's tough on the players, right?
Well, you got to. This is the way basketball is. You just got to handle the grind. Handle the grind.
Awesome. So there's also one thing, this isn't coastal related, but still relates to South Carolina as a state. Something noteworthy I think people might be interested in is that the Clemson Tigers are in position, at least right now, to be projected to win a share of the ACC title. The last time and the only time they've ever won the ACC title, it was with you, and it was back in 1990.
Yeah.
What does that say about just maybe what this team's been doing and how amazing that season was back then?
Well, it was an amazing year back in 1990, and we had some great players, and I really haven't seen Clemson play a lot because of my own team, but I know how tough it is with regards to winning the ACC, and I always said that the next guy that wins the ACC, I'll go kiss his ring. So if he keeps it up, I'm going to have to go kiss his ring, because I know that is about as difficult a task as it is at Clemson in sports. Is to, you've always got the Dukes and the Carolinas, and you've got those teams that have just always dominated the ACC. And right now, Clemson in position, and we will be pulling for Clemson and pulling for Brad to continue the journey that they're on, and hope that they come through. And I know the players that have played in the past will be tickled to death to do that.
Awesome moments in the history, and hopefully more to come here. Like you said, we have that home game coming up ourselves here on Monday night. Let's try to win all the home games we can and get the fans there.
Get the Coastal fans there, get those Clemson fans out there, get the South Carolina fans. Hey, we're all about Coastal Care, pulling for your school, but hey, we're the community, we're the Grand Strand School.
Yeah, we gotta stay together as a state, right? Well, if we play each other, then
it's a different deal.
Right. All right. Well, thank you once again for another great week, and I look forward to next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, everybody.